you know, as an atom, it's a relatively small atom. It has 6 protons and 6 neutrons for a total atomic weight of 12. Because of that, carbon doesn't take up a lot of space. And so carbon can form itself into weird rings and sheets and spirals and double and even triple bonds. It can do all sorts of things that could never be accomplished by more bulky atoms. It's basically, you know, your atomic equivalent of an Olympic gymnast. It can only do all of those wonderful, beautiful, elegant things because it's kind of tiny. I also said that carbon is kind, and that's an interesting sort of thing to say about an atom. It's not like some other elements that are just desperately trying to do anything they can to fill up their electron orbitals. No, carbon knows what it's like to be alone, and so it's not all, please, I'll do anything for your electrons, needy, like fluorine or chlorine or sodium is. Elements like chlorine, if you breathe them in, they like literally tear up your insides. And sodium is insane. If you like put it in water, it explodes. Carbon though, meh. It wants more electrons, but it's not gonna like kill to get them. It makes and breaks bonds like a 13-year-old mall rat, and it doesn't even hold a grudge. Carbon is also, as I mentioned before, a bit of a tramp because it needs 4 extra electrons, and so it'll bond with pretty much whoever happens to be nearby. And also, because it needs 4 electrons, it'll bond with 2 or 3 or even 4 of those things at the same time. And carbon is, you know, willing and interested to bond with lots of different molecules, like hydrogen, oxygen, phosphorus, nitrogen, or to other molecules of carbon. It can do this in infinite configurations, allowing it to be the core atom of complicated structures that make living things like ourselves. Because carbon is this perfect mix of small, kind, and a little bit trampy, life is entirely based on this element. Carbon is the foundation of biology. It's so fundamental that scientists have a pretty difficult time even conceiving of life that isn't based on carbon. Life is only possible on Earth because carbon is always floating around in our atmosphere.